talking about the Mustell 2-manual pedal harmonium we have here, the biggest one, 13 sets of reeds. Mannborg did build also something like that in suction, and with the same way of thinking, double expression in the pedals and in the keyboards, like Mustell did. Well, this is the almost biggest pedal harmonium, reed organ, Mannborg has built. The biggest one is 15 sets of reeds, and this one is, is 10 3/5 sets of reeds. And there is something odd with it. 3 pedals, and each pedal is double expression. So if you start to play, both pedals are upwards, and that means less wind in the system, or in the less wind in the wind system, especially to each keyboard and the pedal. The pedal has 2 sets of reeds, a pedal coupler, and the keyboards together in totally 10 3/5 sets of reeds. But when you play full organ, there is an extra stop, a musette, it's for the grand jeu. In the treble, an extra 16 note will come there, which makes it very expressive. Well, there is something weird with it. This is called a Schwell Orgel, a swell organ. It means you can do something with the wind, but inside there is not a normal wind blower or to pump with your feet, but inside there is an electric motor with a low speed that will work with leather, I don't know the word for that, not a leather stripe, but a leather band. Is that correct? That you will use it to drive a system of casted wheels, that 4 bellows will work with open, closing, 4 bellows after another, and the wind will be brought then to a reservoir bellow, and therefore you needed a double contact to start the electric engine, and then you start the second one. That is a system that the energy that the engine is needing, that it will be less or more till nothing. It's a complex system that will come hot, quite hot. So on the side of the reed organ there is an open space that the heat can get out of the instrument. Yep, fire was sometimes possible. Anyhow, this is an extraordinary instrument built in a period that the symphonic sound was completed, 1929. And so the sound of this instrument has a lot of influence from that period, that you can see the symphonic sound, wide, expressive, but especially not with a lot of overtones, but bright tones. That is a difference. Overtones can be very harsh. It's not possible in this instrument, but it is very loud, but in another way. So it will fit in a church, but also fit in a little orchestra if there is no pipe organ available. I'm talking German now. So to show that, if you push the pedal, the more wind will enter in the system you like. This is Untermanual, that it means the lower keyboard. So now you get full power on the lower keyboard. The others are all soft. Or you like to have the pedal only, and that's very difficult to try to do that. Oh, that's my flashlight. So it needs a lot of hard working to realize how it works the right way with a very narrow shoe you have to play with. Well, there are 2 things extra, of course, grand jeu. And what was the other one? Oh yeah, mezzo forte. That means that you can keep the instrument in the middle between loud and soft. And you can prepare that with this thing, and that means now you can play in the middle, something like that. And if you need that for a special occasion, of course you can play Bach on it, but it was mentioned for or a church or an orchestra, a little orchestra. But it is a huge instrument. It weighs a ton. I think altogether probably 450 kilograms. Oh, the bench is also a funny thing. Oh, my flashlight. The bench is, of course, you can turn it upward or downward. Well, probably they had fun in it to build these things, but there are not many made. Oh, by the way, Theodore Mannborg started in 1889. This instrument is exactly 40 years later built, just before Wall Street came. Yeah. And after these expensive instruments, it was out of order. Yeah. I still have that booklet from 1929 in which this instrument is, has been written about it with a photo. Oh well, a photo, and that's it. So all these instruments do have a specific sound for a special occasion. Not any instrument is the same.